Okay, welcome back. We missed yet another week. Sorry about that. I'm going to try to fix my upload schedule. So hopefully we're back to the once a week thing. But yeah, missed a week. What has happened in the 2 weeks since I've uploaded? Well, do I think wait, why is this? This looks outdated. Well, you might have noticed one thing that's changed, which is that I have Lord of Gongyan Hongbu. Guy's broken. He's just busted. He just claps cheeks and erases people from the video game. So, you know, that feels pretty good. Also I got, Yo Branch Sinclair from, you know, the event. If you haven't gotten him yet, you clearly made a mistake. I will be doing event math later, and I will be assuming that you've gotten him as fast as possible. Which is either by... which I believe is either by stage 10, after finishing stage 10, or after finishing stage 8 if you have one of the other characters already, which, one of the Branch Hisang, you don't have, or a Family Hierarchy candidate Ishmael. I'll be showing some of the math, I'll be doing some of the math as I record, and I'll be doing... But there was also some of the math I did ahead of time because I didn't do this prior to starting the event, and so I had to guess on some details. Anyways, okay. But yeah, guy's broken. I don't know how this guy works. He throws things at people and stabs people. He stabs a bunch of people. Technically, he's not stabbing, he's slashing, but you know, you get the point. You get the idea. Okay. Where's my mouse? There it is. Alright, also something worth noting. Game moves. I did end up figuring out how skill slots work. So... I will do this turn, these skills will be consumed, these skills will not be consumed, and will remain for the next turn. That's how it works. I'm just dumb. I just did not understand that. That's how that works. But, you know, we finally figured it out. And then these are the upcoming skills. Up top. Okay. Yeah, cool. Anyways. Go stab them. So. It costs 50-50 according to the wiki. You could also probably figure it out just by counting, but I'm just gonna trust the wiki and hope it's right. You get 690 from the achievement list, puts you at, I already forgot, I don't know how to do math, it's 360. And then, in order to get Sinclair, you will have to, if I'm doing the math correctly, this technically has higher rates, so I guess we'll use it even though it's less damage. You will have to do the first 4 stages that give you stuff, which is... I did this in 2 parts because math, but what you have to do is 43, 60 minus 5. And this should be equal if I did my math correctly. 39 and 45. That doesn't seem correct. 15? Right, because you get 115 from that event. Okay, we're good. I figured it out. Leave me alone. Yeah. Okay, this is the extent of the math I've done so far. Now, I'm going to be assuming for the rest of this that you have facial fact Sinclair. For this period, I had any Sinclair identity also works. Technically, you can do like a time 1.2 to all of this. The amount that you earn for 30 stages right here. Pretty sure it's 1.2 times 10 times 4 minus the 40 from... This is the difference, so you use this speed today. I don't know why I did that. This was just obvious. I don't know why. What am I doing? Anyways. -8 will not make a difference. If you have one of the other characters, then you can actually clear it by 3 because you'll have 30. What are we doing? 42 by stage 3 because this is 10 times 3, and then minus 30 equals 12, and this extra 10 is enough to get you to your branch Sinclair, and then you can get a bit of it. But this is practically negligible. Like, you only get 8 out of it. I mean, I guess I can include it. I don't know. Or minus 8 equals 39, 37. Wow. Okay, we've gained 8. Incredible. I am now here by assuming that you only have your branch Sinclair. And you are using environment. We're also just gonna assume you're doing a bunch of mirror dungeon runs. It is cheaper and also faster to do the, say, 8.511, I think was the number, but it's not as, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not as, it doesn't get you boxes, and you don't need to, since you're going to be doing mirror dungeon runs anyways, might as well spend all of your modules on mirror dungeon runs, so we're just gonna be assuming mirror dungeon runs. So, anyways, you get 100 for every hard mode mirror dungeon run that you clear on floors 1 through 5. I believe you don't get any extra from clearing later floors, but even if you did, I'm just gonna skip this so I can focus on the math. But even if you did, you probably don't want to spend time doing that because you'll soon find out you have to do this basically every day. So 3937 divided by 140, because that's the amount you get per run, because it's 100 times 1.4 is equal to, and this is where I stopped doing math because I don't know how to do that in my head, but I can approximate it. It's a bit less than 30. 28 days, a bit over 28 days. Points. Nobody cares about these numbers. These numbers are incorrect. 1, 2, 1, 4. This is, 7. Why is there 7 here? How does this end up being 28 and 1, 7? So you have to do 28 and 1, 7 mirror dungeon runs, which, given that the event only lasts for 28 days, I'm still shocked that this is 28 and 1, 7. Sorry. How does that happen? What? Why is it 1, 7? How is it? There's no 10 in here. I don't understand. There's no 20 either. This would mean you to be. Am I crazy? Is this not 1, 7? Times 7. Apparently, it's not 1, 7. I think it's because of the. No, 96.85. If I multiply this by 7, this is not 28, 1, 7. That would explain a lot. This does not make sense to me. Or to blah blah blah. These digits do not. My point is, it's greater than 28, which means you need to spend more than 1 MD run per day of that end. Now, of course, you can pretty easily compensate for this by just doing 2 8.511s per day you forget to do MD. Per day you don't do MD. Maybe you don't forget, maybe you just don't want to do it, which is fair. I'm also going to assume you have enough modules for this. I just did XP thread, and this is 7 plus 5, 12. You regenerate 12 every day. You should have enough modules for this. It's, as long as you don't waste any. And then, so you have to do more than 1 mirror dungeon run per day. However, I've just found out from the wiki that apparently you get 100 for doing Spring Cultivation pack. I don't know if this is getting multiplied also by the buff from Sinclair. I'm going to assume for now it doesn't. I'm also going to assume it replaces the 20 that you're supposed to get. So you get 80 times This seems really scuffed. It becomes 80 times 1.4 plus 100 per run. This is the worst case scenario. What I imagine is actually the case is that it's still 100 times 1.4 plus 100. But worst case scenario, you get 80 per. Hold on, I can read this on the wiki right now. Where did I leave the wiki? Is it on my iPad or is it on my phone? An additional 100. Okay, so it's in addition to the... So it's in addition to the 20 that you already get from this. So this will give you 240. If we assume that now you spend Starlight every single time you want to do this, you do 3937 divided by 240. And this should easily... 3937 divided by 240. Calculator. 16 days. 16 runs equals 16.44. So greater than 16, so you should do 17 runs in total. Alternatively, you can do one mirror dungeon run per day with one of them containing the Spring Cultivation pack. There you go. That's the math. I myself have not been taking Spring Cultivation, as you may or may not have guessed from the fact that I was surprised that the wiki mentioned this. But you should be doing every floor in hard mode. It's not that difficult. Just once you unlock hard mode, just do it in hard mode. It's not hard. Hard mode is fake hard. Also, don't forget to do your rental clears because this just gives you plus 60 Starlight on normal. That one you can do in normal. You probably should have done it before this event started, but you know, if you haven't done it yet, you should do it. How do I get... Sorry. Apparently I stacked up 99 burn potency. Very surprised. Wait. Oh, I'm just looking in the wrong section. Yeah, I guess that happened, huh? Thanks, yo, Sinclair. Yeah, that one was just go check in, get the event that gives you the rupture and burn count, and then call it a day. Okay, there you go. Event math done. There's not a lot else to say. I'm back. I got Lord of Hongye. He's broken. And yeah. I guess the only other thing I'll mention is I talked about everything I wanted to. Alright, cool. That's it. Any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I can't promise I'll read them. Yeah. But you can comment down there and maybe I will. Maybe if I remember to read comments, I will. But I normally just delete all my notifications, so. Okay, alright, that's it. Hopefully see you next week.